This is the Eagle curriculum for Discipline 2026. The Eagle curriculum is split up into 5 parts. Part 1 is going to be the warm-up. They're doing jab cross. For the Eagles, we want them to be focusing on paying attention and learning the basics of martial arts. They are having fun. They're enjoying themselves. We want them to understand that martial arts is a place to enjoy yourself and to become committed to the process. Jab cross has their hands coming all the way out, other hand by their eyebrows, not their chin, and cross switches all the way out, hand close again to the eyebrow. We want to make sure they're returning constantly to their head. If they're keeping their elbows in, extending out, they're fine. We're not going to stress about their feet. Having a good bladed stance with a dominant leg back, cool, not our main concern. The second part of their test is their traditional techniques. They're doing inner forearm blocks. They're going to be in a middle stance, moving across, middle stance, moving across with inner forearm block. So we wanted to cover the face as it turns, palm in towards us. Then we're doing traditional punches at the rib cage. We did our combative punches, our jab and cross, and now we're pulling back to the rib cage, doing more traditional punches. After their combatives, their jab cross, and the traditional techniques, the inner forearm block and the traditional punch, the third part of their testing is their self-defense. We're gonna grab onto the wrist. Our main focus is a wrist release. That means that they're going to be grabbed on their arm. We're gonna have them put their hands together and then rotate away. We don't want them yanking straight back. The wrist oftentimes creates this little catch hold where the kids are not strong enough to pull away from the grip. But if we get them to rotate, almost as if they're doing an elbow strike as they pull their hand across, we call it Lego hands. As they pull their hand across, you're gonna see much more success. This is the main part. We're gonna have them go on the floor, we're gonna have them kick, we're gonna have them do different kinds of calls. Don't touch me, leave me alone, I don't know you. And these all things are supplementary. The weak link release is gonna be the primary thing we're focused on. It doesn't matter the height it happens out, it's the same grab, the same rotation, no matter what level we're doing, no matter what circumstance we put the kids in. After that third part for the self-defense, our fourth part is gonna be the nunchucks. We have 9 lines that the kids need to know. These are detailed like the stick lines if you've seen that video before, but I'll review them here just briefly. They're gonna be in a middle stance, so feet are gonna be even, toes front. You can check our stance videos if you want a little more detail on those. The lines go 1 and 2, diagonal lines down. 3 and 4 are side to side. 5 is at an upward angle. 6 is also at an upward angle from the other hip. 7 spins backwards to the shoulder. 8 goes down to the armpit. 9 puts the nunchucks together and thrusts right through the center. When you're doing this, you want to make sure they're jabbing the end of the nunchuck forward for number 9. When they're spinning, we're going to talk about spins. The main focus is backward spins, where it's spins coming from the back towards the face. Kind of like the wheel of a car going backwards. And then we have forward spins starting at the shoulder, pressing forward. We call that our forward spin. They know how to spin forward and backwards effectively, and we'll play games where we go low and high and change hands and all that. But if they can spin forward and backward, that's good. If they can do all 9 lines, that's going to be on the test. The last part is going to be their front kick. We're going to get really in detail with our front kick video, but all you need to know is that they're using the top of their foot, kicking all the way out. Their toes are going to be pointed. We call this a groin kick in our practice, and like I said, our front kick video will cover that a little bit more. But the most important thing is that they're bending their knee, snapping their foot out like they're kicking between the legs of their bad guy, like they're kicking up towards the ceiling, and they're going to be fine. If they can do all 5 of those parts, the boxing combination with the jab cross, follow that up with the traditional techniques of the inner forearm block and the traditional punch, self-defense, which is the weak link release away from someone grabbing the wrist, the 9 lines with the weapon, as well as forward and backward spins, and lastly, breaking their board with a front kick. That's going to be their entire test for this cycle of discipline. See you later.